Well, g'day guys, back again here. This is MG answering your questions that you submitted on our Facebook page on League Week, which I much appreciate. First one is from Alison Redmond. Alison writes, given all the serious injuries this season, would you like the NRL to adopt a substitution player like the AFL? Probably not, Alison. I think they have too many. They have up to 100 a game, so they've got players coming off and on. I'd just like to see our interchange go back to 4 or 6, as I mentioned here once before. She also writes, should we go back to one on-field ref and give video ref more power? And I say, yes, definitely. Go back to one ref and give a coach 2 challenges per half. Thank you for that, Alison. Scott Moyes writes this. With more and more New Zealanders attempting to play Origin, is it time to have our own state of origin? North versus South Island, I presume you say there, Scotty. Too right it is. I think before every state of origin game we should have North versus South Island, given the fact that we have got a big presence in New Zealand. A lot of the Kiwis now want to play Origin. Why not give them their own Origin? Play it as a curtain raiser before the New South Wales versus Queensland state of origin. I think it's a great idea. And I think it's one we'll see soon as well. Tim Gregory, you write this, mate. What are your thoughts on Ivan Cleary's decision regarding the appointment of Kevin Kingston as captain over the Origin period? Considering the amount of club captains who are involved with Origin duty, do you think it's a model that other clubs may be looking at replicating? Well, I must admit, Tim, when I first heard about it, I thought, wow, it's a bit radical. But now that obviously Penrith have won their first and only game under this system, I think it's a goer. I love the way that Ivan Cleary thinks outside the box. I remember he made a tough decision when he was coach of the Auckland Warriors in dropping Steve Price to Simon Mannering. It created a bit of a furphy over there in New Zealand. Same with Penrith when he dropped Luke Lewis as captain for Kevin Kingston. But the cold hard facts is for that 6 weeks of Origin, Luke Lewis isn't hardly around the club. So why not give it to a bloke who's going to be there every day, every gym session, every weight session, every sprint session, every ball work session. And I think it makes sense. Luke Lewis, he was filthy, and who wouldn't be? He showed passion, but he also went out against Manly and played a man-of-the-match type game, so he's a big man. But I really like the idea, and I think, to answer your question, other clubs will follow suit. And lastly is Justin Gallop, in relation to David Gallop, Justin. Should referees have to face some form of judiciary on their poor performances and face suspensions? Yes, they should. I actually think referees should have to face a press conference like coaches and captains do after every game to talk about their decisions that they made. And they're only human beings. If they get into a press conference after the game and say, look, I probably, in hindsight, made the wrong decision there, we'll cop it and get on with life. But we never hear from referees. And so subsequently we say, well, they got this wrong, Billy Harrigan's this bloke's that. We talk about them all week instead of talking about what we should be talking about, which is rugby league. So yes, I think referees should have to face some form of judiciary. I think within the referees' ranks, they are under some type of guidelines and review system every Monday or Tuesday. So there already is that in place. But it wouldn't be good to see a referee at a press conference post-game. See you next week.